Water bottle go? Dang, I ain't send no alerts out. Let me see. Hmm. I can send it here. You did it. Let me see. Hey, Mary. Hey, 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 ladies. I always forget the hold on, okay, we back. What's up, calling out nonsense? Let me know if y'all can hear me okay in the comment section. Can y'all hear me in the comment section? Hey, Susanna. Hey, Jean. How you doing? I said, let me go live because I'm in this comment section and some people are actually like pissing me off. I don't know. Let me see if I could show something. Let me see if it'll show up or if it's cut off. Hey, Susanna. Let me see. I think I saved it to my favorites. Let me see. And I didn't, but I think I should be able to look in recents. Where is it? I think this is it. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is it. Hey, Steph. We talking about, I don't know if you guys are familiar or not with Robert Hampton and Brianna battle, but it has been like a back and forth about them the last couple of days because Rob filed contempt against Brianna. And when you file paperwork in the court, it becomes public knowledge. And shout out to 2K because this is where I actually seen the paperwork at. Awesome sauce, drive safely, Steph. Um, So I want to read this, right? Because we have people that are team Bree and team Rob. I'm not team nobody. I'm team common sense. I'm team what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to just talk about what I see and try to highlight it, right? You a bit behind. Let's get into it. Man, I felt like I was fighting for my right. So you see, it's not just on the South Side drama, it's everywhere. Kind of like when people have picked a side, it don't matter what the proof is. It don't matter if it's written in black and white clearly for you to see. Like people just simply don't really care about like the facts. It's kind of like I said what I said. I see it how I see it. I don't care what the paperwork said. You know what I'm saying? Da 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 da. Listen, I'm that man, whoo child. It's just so many things. Just so many things. So this is one of the pages from the consent filing that Rob filed against Brianna, right? Clearly, in this filing, it says after October of 2022, we are in 2025, when the respondent made public false allegations of domestic violence against me on social media, speculation began to circulate online regarding Mr. Walter Battle's criminal background. These public rumors prompted me to raise direct concern with the respondent, meaning Brianna, both verbally and again, meaning more than one time, meaning he approached her before court and then during formal mediation, which they was going through. This stuff is old. They divorced and everything finalized a year ago, meaning they were going through mediation and everything prior to that. I think this was going on. I think this is maybe like almost 2 years old, right? And when he approached her, it had to be in 2022. I would assume it's in 2022, but let's just keep it at least when they went to finally was in court for these things, right? So let's say at least 2 years. The respondent repeatedly denied that Mr. Battle had any criminal history. Recently, however, I received a unsolicited email from a concerned supporter containing a copy of Mr. Battle's publicly available criminal record profile. He just recently had someone hand him over the evidence. But prior to that, he is admitting he was made aware of these allegations. He knew prior. He didn't do his due diligence to find out if it were true. There are people in my comments like, he asked her about it and she said it's not true. That's not good enough. You know why that's not good enough? Why that's not acceptable from him? Is because he had already accused Brianna of not being trustworthy, of being a liar. I mean, for God's sakes, right here in the paperwork, it says she accused him of domestic violence. She accused him of putting paws on her, and he said it's not true. So she's already, for as far as Rob is concerned, she's proven to be a liar because he says that the DV never happened. So why would you take her word for something so serious? And then again, in video footage, Rob is on video saying that pretty much she's not a good mom, that he took care of, no, no, that her that she didn't raise Momo or whatever like that. I don't know if he said he had to take care of her or her oldest daughter or something like that. He already accuses Brianna of not being a good mother. You accuse her of not being a good mother through y'all breakup. You already say she's a liar, she's not trustworthy, and all these things. So something as serious as saying, I'm real father gang. And this is not me saying that I don't agree, because I agree. If that man has a record, which he does, for something against children, him saying I don't want my daughter around her, for me, holds weight. However, at this point, you have to look at the details of everything. You got to look at the details of everything. No, this is not about giving a dad a pass. So listen, I agree. I said that in my post. If that man was convicted of something, even if accused of something to do with harming children in that manner, period, him not wanting his daughter around him makes sense. And he's only asked for her not to be around him unsupervised. However, if you found out about this in 2022, you guys cannot make the excuse that, oh, Bree said it's not true, so he ran with it, when he has already said that Brianna is not trustworthy, she's a liar, and she's not a good mom. And if we are talking about that, this is for the safety of your child, then you do your due diligence. Somebody said, "Oh, getting to North Carolina is not easy." Getting to North Carolina from Georgia with him being an able-bodied man, having a vehicle, having resources is easy. It's nothing to make happen. It's nothing to make happen. We got to stop trying to brush things under the rug because we are team one person and not team the other. It's okay to use critical thinking. It's okay to ask questions that make sense. Me as a parent, if this were my child, which is not, people can do what they want to do, right? Giving a convicted predator a pass. You obviously not listening, Queen Fee, and I never had you down for a person that don't listen. Because this is not about giving that man a pass at all. But thank you for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day. However, I'm not going to ignore something that doesn't make sense, right? Because if I was a judge and you bringing this to me, I would say it absolutely makes sense that you don't want your child left unsupervised. Why would Brianna want her child then left unsupervised, right? However, I would question your motives behind you now bringing this to me when you had the opportunities to present this to me in 2022, because it is public record. It's public record. It's just like he was able to get it now. He could have got this back when the allegations first spewed. It wasn't okay for him to just, oh, Bree said it ain't so, so we just gonna leave it alone. We gonna leave my daughter's safety in the hands of a woman who I already deemed not to be trustworthy, who I already deemed to be a liar, who I already deemed to not be a good caretaker for my child. Nobody giving a pass. Nobody want to hear it though, because they feel like it's going to take away from what's going on. No, this is just a question that makes sense, because if we screaming that this is about the safety of Momo, then why wasn't this pushed to this extent back in 2022? Especially with people saying, I didn't know he tried to ever get full custody of Momo. I thought he just wanted split custody. I remember him trying to get more time with her. It was more days during the week, and Brianna was like, no, and her excuse was she wanted to relocate at some point. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense to me, because y'all could split it right now. And then if you do relocate, y'all could renegotiate the terms of the custody, right? But And so, but let's say he was trying to get full custody. Why would this be something he left off the table? Why would this be something that he left off the table if it was about the safety of Momo? This is just me using my critical thinking. This is just me using my critical thinking. Is absolutely not, it's absolutely okay for that man to request that his child is not around a person who technically would likely be on the sex offender registry if it was in place when he committed these crimes. It makes absolute sense that he would say, I don't want my child left unattended with that man who has charges against him, whether they stuck or they didn't stick. Even if the charges didn't stick, the fact that he was accused and charged of these things, him as a father requesting, hey, I don't want my child around this man unattended because of what he's being accused of, and they were serious, like second-degree rape. That's serious. So him requesting that his child not be around her makes sense. My question is though, why did he wait so long to do his due diligence if it's about his safety? Let's see what I missed. Someone sent it's RH did search, but WB is not lit. He has a criminal record. All I did was put his name in. All I did was put his name in, and he popped up. I was able to match up his age to find out his date of birth. I went on his page, and I'm not close to them. I'm just somebody, and I don't even typically do research, but I try to make sure if I'm going to present information that I at least know that this is the right person. I was able to go to Briana's father's page, see he had put up a post about it being his birthday. Boom. Okay, this is the date of his birthday. About how old he is. Okay, this is his age. I put his first and his last name in. I didn't even have his date of birth at the time, and his record popped up. His record popped up. It's more than just the sex registry. He could have checked a criminal record. And if these things were swirling, it's more than one way to skin a cat. You as a father or a mother, whoever is talking about the safety of my child is at the utmost importance. I'm going to do my due diligence. Me checking the sex registry wouldn't have stopped there, is what I'm saying. That's all so why didn't he do his due diligence then, Auntie Pimo, versus all of a sudden now someone handed him the information and now we running with it? Like what changed? Because if it is about the safety of Momo, I have a question, and this is a legitimate question. How come we let this rest for almost 3 years? He's doing what he has to do now. My question is about then. No, he knew, he was made aware of the eyes of wisdom in 2022. And my question is, why didn't he do what he was capable of doing back then if it was about the safety of his child? If I was a judge, and I'm not, I ain't been to school or nothing like that, right? She's clearly going to be in violation of the orders that were put in place. But all I'm thinking about is like, how many children go and like or come out and say they was harmed, or how many of us are in families where people accuse someone of the family of doing stuff and everybody sweeps it under the rug. Sweeping stuff under the rug like that and not doing your due diligence put that child at risk. Like, I pray none of these kids have been touched or messed with, but for almost 3 years, this is the risk that these kids was put under. Yeah, but that doesn't what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, it slips my mind. I just had it. Oh goodness. My issue is that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. It ain't my kids. That would be a problem for me. I don't understand it. Like, I'm just not gonna be okay with that. Like, if I think that this person is a child predator, I'm not gonna be okay with my child just being in their presence unsupervised. Like, that's just not gonna be a thing. Why would he try to spear his ex? and then put his child in an unsafe situation where she could be touched inappropriately. Lolita, that doesn't make any sense to me. That don't make any sense to me. So I'm just confused about that. He possibly dropped the ball. Him possibly dropped the ball, put his child in harm's way, Cree. I'm not trying to nail him to a cross. Y'all feel that way because y'all are Team Robert. Y'all feel that way because y'all are Team Robert. I'm asking a legit question and y'all brushing it under the rug. Okay, he didn't know about it. Oh, well, we're here now. We're doing something about it today in 2025. Why didn't he do his due diligence in 2022? I guess it doesn't matter. Like, that question is just like, so to me, it sounds a lot like this person right here because I also was arguing the fact that the man was actually convicted, right? So we had another person who is Team Briana, right? Who was trying to argue the fact that the man wasn't charged. And I'm like, he was charged. He absolutely has been charged. Let me see. Hi. When he got the concrete evidence, he made the court aware, and that's when the girlfriend wasn't around like that any longer. What girlfriend wasn't around like that? I'm lost by your statement. I'm lost by your statement. And I'm happy he's doing it now. However, it still doesn't negate that he dropped the ball. And it still doesn't it makes me understand why people are questioning his credibility about his reasons for doing it. Goes to my case in point. He's giving people room, not that it matters, like, this is just a court of public opinion, right? He's giving people the room to question his motive and giving people the opportunity to say his motives are not genuine. He's giving people the opportunity to question, like, is this really about the safety of Momo or him just dragging Bree? He's giving space for that. Oh, grandfather. If they both were in the wrong by not checking in on it and her by not keeping her child away from this man, they both was like, if Bree knew about that, that's wild to me. That's wild to me. Right? The judge will ask the same questions. Well, if this is such a problem for you today, how come it wasn't back in 2022 when you was made aware of it? I mean, because he's not on a sexual offender, so he's not on a registry list, right? And that is inside the paperwork. I don't know, him putting that restriction in there, them having that restriction may save, may help him in his case, right? Help him with, him mentioning that to him because he listed it. But if I were a judge, I'm definitely going to question him as to how come this wasn't a problem for you 2.5 years ago, to the point where you went and did your due diligence. Hey, look, he's taking her to court legit for contempt and trying to get full custody. What do you mean? I would never understand why she would have him keeping them kids knowing his record. That's where not giving it an excuse, but not giving it an excuse, right? Because I would not be okay with that. However, that's her father, and she may not know him to be that person. I also said on my live, like, maybe she didn't know because she would have been how old at the time when all this happened? Maybe she didn't know. Maybe that's why she said no, um, in the mediation, that he doesn't have a record. I don't know. I didn't know until it came out. How do you know that she knew, Lolita? Hey, Pammy Poo. Just like this lady right here, right? She said he was charged and convicted of a lesser. First, before she said this, she kept saying he wasn't charged. He was never charged. She was never charged. No, she said he was never convicted. I said, yes, he was. So she kept writing. After she found out he was actually convicted, she go, it was of a lesser crime. I said, yes, it still was an offense that involved assaulting a child, ma'am. And the record, even after I posted the record and circled the fact that he had to pay a fine, do 3 years of supervised probation and 100 hours of community service for indecent, I think it was indecent exposure to a child or something like that. Um, this is what she came back to. She said it don't even say what the lesser offense was. I circled what the offense was, but because she is team Brie, she does not want to see or use her critical thinking. She doesn't want to see the truth or use her critical thinking. She did know allegedly it was her oh my no, which was put out by a CC. Oh no, her sister. Oh my gosh. Well, if it was the sister, how come the incest charges were dropped? Was is that not his daughter? Because he had two charges for incest. They were both thrown out because he heard of the charges. He asked in court to make sure she isn't around to unsupervised anyone with those charges. She knew if she didn't, why do she have cameras in her kid's room? I don't know. I assume this. I don't know, cause I did hear in the lives at one point. I think they had cameras in their room at Rob House, and when they were together, and she had cameras after they broke up too in their rooms. Is that what you're saying? He discovered that he's been with her unsupervised, so now he's taking things. Yeah, but these things been happening. That wasn't recent. He just filing for contempt. From my understanding, like this filing is recent. Her being left alone with the dad did not just happen. She's been back and forth, or is it just he was just now able to prove it? She said, "Oh well, it wasn't me." Oh my gosh. Cause then when she went to Jamaica, she left the kids with her dad. When she went to Jamaica, I think to surprise what's his name? To surprise what's the name new baby Jonelle with her pregnancy? Didn't she leave the kids with the dad then? I swore that's who was babysitting the kids then when they went to Jamaica to for her to surprise him about the pregnancy. Wasn't the dad the one who kept the kids? No, Lolita. No, no, because if I trusted my dad and I see no reason to believe what people who, first of all, who are haters are saying, well, I'm gonna go believe what you said. So no, no, I don't see that being enough for her to go look into her father. It's her father. This is not somebody on the street. This is not like just any old body. It's any old body. This is the person who she loves and cares for and trusts. So no, he is bringing it up now because he found out his child was around someone with charges unsupervised. The keywords unsupervised, who says there were a violation 2 years ago. He had four charges originally. Two were never brought to court. One was dismissed. The fourth, he got a fine, a year probation and circular. Actually, we heard it was her. See how what? See, I don't know who it was. So I'm not finished. It ain't include who it was. It just said he was convicted of something. The incest charges were not dropped. He was convicted of incest charge. I don't see that on the paperwork that I have, Lolita. Let me go back and look. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let me matter of fact, I can pull it up right now. Let me look and see because maybe I overlooked it. Maybe I overlooked it. I only see one charge when I pull up his seen one charge when I pulled up his record. Where is it at? Where is it? Is this it? No, this is the suspended license. This is for the speeding tickets. Um, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Speeding tickets, speeding tickets. Here we go. Yeah, it says dismissed. It says it was transferred and then it was dismissed by the DA. Yeah. Oh, I'm way behind. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm not even gonna put sauce on nothing. The way I rock for my daddy, if somebody came to me, especially someone who was a hater trying to accuse my dad of something heinous, I'm gonna call him a bold faced liar for sure. And I probably most likely would not go digging my dad past. No, I probably would not. I'm not even gonna act like that's what's gonna happen. If I had to think about it, somebody came to me about my dad and I had no reason to believe it, I'm probably not. I'm probably not. I know I could see people that would. I get that. Divorce was final in 2023. No, it's not about child support. My dude's right. Y'all all deny. Ha. So I'm just asking critical questions. Y'all want these questions to be swept under the rug, I guess because y'all feel like it's overshadowing or like we overlooking what's most important. No, I agree with him requesting for her not to be around it. And I definitely think him putting that in the decree is going to give him a leg to stand on. But someone who screams real father gang the way that he does makes me wonder why he didn't go look further. And just like you saying, Auntie P and Lolita and who else was it that y'all would? Why didn't he? Why didn't he? If y'all saying y'all would, and this came out, why would he take the word of someone who he has already deemed untrustworthy, a liar, and someone he accused of not being a good mother? Especially if full custody or having more time with his daughter is the objective. Why are we just now doing this today? Is my question. I'm not saying that he's wrong for doing it now. I'm wondering why now? Why not then? I don't think it has anything. I don't know what people are talking about. He behind on child support. I've never seen no support, no proof of him being behind on child support. He laughs about it when y'all say he behind on child support. So I don't know where that came from. I also don't know why that would be the factor today. I don't know. Awesome. So why can't we just say that, Auntie P? Like, my thing is, why are we fighting against like what makes the question make sense? Like, instead of people, no, he dropped the ball, like dang, he could have did more. It's a bunch of excuses in the comments of like, oh, he didn't know. He clearly says he was made aware of it. That's all I'm saying. That's the only reason why I went live. Because I'm just like, why can't we just say that? Let's not turn the eye to like something that's legit. Right. Lolita said she said it was her father, she would. That's why it's because she continues to disregard the custody. Every time she does something against the custody, he absolutely should hold her to it. I agree 100%. When did I ever say that she shouldn't have? Can you run that back where I said what Brianna shouldn't have done? Because I don't think I spoke about what Brianna shouldn't have done. I don't think somebody tell me what I said Brianna shouldn't have done? I don't think I ever said what Brianna shouldn't have done. My focus was how come he didn't look into it back then? Because his child's safety matters. Why would he be trying to protect his ex versus protect his child, Lolita? Why would he like what you see? This is what I'm talking about. Saying stuff that don't make no sense. No, I didn't. You said because you asked me. You asked me why didn't she look into it, and I said probably because she trusted him. I never said what she shouldn't do. I said probably because she trusted him. Right. I said if I was her, I probably wouldn't have looked at it either. I didn't say that she shouldn't look into it. I said I can maybe see why she didn't. When y'all said why didn't she, I gave you the reason why I could see why she didn't. She wasn't questioning the safety of her child. Rob was. Rob was questioning the safety of his child. When Carol Jean came out against him, she said the first thing Robert told her to put out the info. And I don't know, I keep seeing this too. No, it's not giving her a pass. I didn't give her nothing. You are inserting that I'm giving her a pass. So he couldn't trust people. Um, And then they saying that this was put out years ago by him. I don't know that to be true. I have not went and seen a clip. I don't have any proof of that. I don't know. But if that's the case, it makes it even crazier. And I haven't seen proof of that. I said she possibly could have not known. I am I am swirling things around in my head. I don't know what she knew and what she didn't know. That's not true. Is I don't know if that's true or not about, because I mean I know the girl Jeannie is like Rob's arch nemesis. Like whatever happened and her thinking she was meeting him for free and it was supposed to be a skit and it ended up being a fallout or whatever. They beef is like she be on Rob's head. So I would need to see actual proof of like it. Yes, my this live is based on why that's my question. My question wasn't about Brianna, it wasn't about Jeannie, it wasn't about nobody else. My question was in reference to the post that I put up. The question I had about why didn't he do his due diligence? This is about Robert feeling like his daughter was not in a safe place. Him saying her safety is his priority. So if he's saying her safety is his priority, and he was made aware of a possible person that harms children, why didn't RH do his due diligence? Yes, my post was solely about that. Absolutely. No, I'm a content creator. I'm a blogger, so I came to the people. My question surrounds the people because of what the people, how the people responded. So I'm asking the people to make it make sense to me. Hey, sweets. Good morning. My question is to the people. I'm talking to the people, not the RH, because the people is the one giving the excuses. RH ain't give the excuses. He ain't even gave his side to explain. Could be completely wrong. But my question is to the people. I would need to see a timestamp video, Britt. I would have to see a timestamp video and proof that he gave it to her because she could have looked up his history on her own since it's public record and just ran with the fact that Rob told her, but I would need to see like a screenshot of dialogue between them because I just explained why. Maybe is my audio working? Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me in the chat, put a one. If y'all can't hear me, put a two. Cause I just explained that. Hey Nay, what's popping? What up, Luck? Hey Beverly Harris. Oh, y'all can hear me. Okay. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you missed it. You gotta go back and hit the replay. I just answered that. Summer, Brianna dad adopted kids a couple years after. What? How was that possible with his record? What? What? How is that possible with his record? Like, can people who were convicted of crimes against children like become reformed and like get a clean slate? Like, is that a thing? I would think not. I would think not because it's content, Lolita. Crystal clear. Awesome sauce. Lolita, I know I'm trying to say because of her line of questioning is giving BB. I'm not giving her a pass of nothing. Y'all are assuming because I'm questioning his lack thereof that automatically constitute a pass for Bree. I ain't give Bree nothing. Y'all giving her a pass. Y'all don't like when the other side is highlighted. I highlight both sides. I'ma highlight what I think is applicable. And it don't got nothing to do with whoever on whatever side. I have talked about Rob's behavior. I have talked about Bree's behavior. I have talked about Janelle's behavior. I don't pick a side. And one thing does not remove the other. One thing does not negate another for me. RH feel like BB should contact him to watch his child, not WB. Now RH going after BB and bring. I definitely agree that if Brianna is going out of town, right, and she's leaving her children behind, now I don't know if she has done this or not. I definitely think Rob should get first dibs on keeping his daughter, whether it is his visitation weekend or not. Now is she does she have to do that? I don't know. I don't think so. I guess because they have a custody order. But if we're co-parenting and we want this to be healthy, why not allow his daughter to be with him when you go away? The best place she could be is in the hands of her father, the person who was supposed to be her protector and her provider. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. If you're not taking the kids with you, I definitely think that I definitely think like Rob should be the first one that has the opportunity to take care of his own child if you're not taking her with you. To me, that makes absolutely sense, especially since he only sees her on the weekend. Give him opportunity to see her more. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. I definitely even agree with his request. Like if he can't get full custody, I think it makes sense. I don't understand why it's not that way already. That he would pick her up Friday after school releases and drop her off Monday for school. That way, y'all don't have to worry about meeting at a police station. Y'all don't have to worry about seeing each other or nothing like that. Majority of the time, the exchange will be done at the school. Y'all don't even have to deal with each other or see each other. That makes the most sense to me. That makes the most sense to me. That would make the most sense to me. And the only time y'all would have to deal with meeting at a location is when schools are closed on that Friday or that Monday and then like summer vacation. But why not make it easier for y'all and do it like that? That would make sense. What I miss? I missed your first comment. Let me see. Uh oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, I missed. I don't understand why every time he does something, it's like he's doing something manipulative. I think it's because in the manner that it's done. I don't know about every time. I can't say every time. I can't say every time. Uh, dang, I'm lost your name. Is it Ma of Deuce one? Is that what that say? Ma of Deuce one? I can't say that it's every time. I'm just looking at this situation. I don't know about no other situation, but I can see. I'm not going to lie and say I can't understand how people would try to make this out to be a situation where he's trying to be manipulative. He himself is admitting in his paperwork that he knew about this in 2022. And so for me, something so grave, something so heinous, something so serious, me as a mother with children, I'm going to wonder how come now, how come not then? You know what I'm saying? I don't know about every time him protecting his daughter, him holding Bree accountable when she don't hold to the agreement that they have in place, he should absolutely hold her to that, especially if his goal is to see more of his daughter. He should be able to talk to his daughter according to the terms of their agreement and beyond, if it was me. But I'm not a hard co-parenter. You want to talk to your kid. She got her own means of communication. You could call it whenever you want to. You in the area, you want to see your baby, come get her. You want to pick your baby up, come get her. Like whatever works. Like because I'm a believer. Like regardless of what me and you went through, it should not affect the relationship between you and that child. It should not affect the relationship of you and that child. I've questioned Bree. I wonder why Bree brung the passport stuff to the social media. Because from what I could see, she brung the passport stuff to social media. I've questioned Bree. I've questioned Bree. He did not just find out. The paperwork is on the screen, Beverly. It says he found out about the accusations after Bree accused him of domestic violence in 2022. He just was handed the proof of it recently, but he knew about it a long time ago. I heard somebody do a live where she said that she lost that they speculate that she lost the passports. I don't know. But I question her about that. If you know that y'all not supposed to bring y'all stuff to social media, why are you putting posts on social media to highlight what y'all got going on behind the scenes? That was messy, Bree. That was messy, Bree. She asked a question about the passport but didn't say a name. Who said that, Bree? Who asked a question about the passport but didn't? It wasn't hard to put the name to it, Brit. It wasn't hard to figure out. It wasn't. It caused speculation, right? And then the other baby daddy highlighted Rob on his page, so everybody, their mom knew what was going on. It wasn't hard to figure out. Her not saying the name is kind of like the post was unnecessary. You know why? Because she have. You're not reading. It's too many. I'm sorry. When I'm talking, I miss it. Hold on, I'm gonna go back up and try to are you talking about the agreement? The agreement wasn't put into place until October 2024. It hasn't even been a year. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what y'all talking about. When y'all comment, can y'all try to insert what y'all referring to? Because a lot is being said. So when I read it, a lot of times I don't know what y'all talking about. Because I done covered like 50 things and the comments are often delayed. I should have did this a live where people could come up. I don't think I set it up this one up that way. This energy is never directed toward BB. Has this energy been given for RH when it has been documented that BB lied? I can't speak for everybody else, Jeannie, but I've definitely questioned Brianna. So I can't speak for the whole internet. I've definitely questioned Brianna when I cover something. My question is why nobody talking about Janelle? I mean, I've covered that story, but I'm not going to talk about something every single day that something new happened. Beverly, I know there's a lot of people talking about. Now I know Amora even talked about it in the beginning, but now she's team them, I guess. And I don't understand how the other side, Amora being one of them, who talked trash at one point and admitted that Rob was that she framed Rob with pictures of abuse from Janelle. How now we are praising him as a father and talking about he wants to do better. How come we are giving Janelle a pass, but y'all keep trying to frame Rob to the cross for something that I haven't seen any proof for? My page is not as big. I don't do as many numbers and I don't focus my content solely on them, but I've asked these questions. I don't focus on content over and over and over. I'll cover something and once we move on, once I move on, I move on. But I question anything that doesn't make sense to me. I ask the question regardless of who it's about. I covered it. It's been covered a while ago. I'm not going to talk about them every day, Lolita. I am not a page that focuses on just Robert, Brianna, and Janelle. I cover a lot of different things. I also don't go live that often. I used to go live all the time, but it's not something that I do as much now. I want to get back into doing my recaps, but I've covered that. Right. So stuff like that. Well, did he? I don't know. Could he have stopped his oldest daughter from going with Brie in 2023? Well, I guess because were they still married in 2023? I don't know, but I guess stuff like this though, Britt. Why did Robert allow his oldest daughter to go be with Bree in 2023 for the spring break and for the summer? Where was the outrage then? Well, he's not questioning his kids being with the mom. His issue is the daughter being left unattended with the dad. So are you saying that Brianna left his oldest daughter unattended with the dad? Is that what you're saying, Britt? So look, according to Rob, it's facts that Brianna lies. So that's why I'm asking if you have said that Brianna is a liar and untrustworthy, why would you not do your due diligence? That's my whole point. Like, that's my whole point. Let me go see what I'm missing. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't think the judge will question why he didn't bring that up before. If he was a registered ex offender, I can see the judge asking that question. You might be right. I don't know. I'm just speculating when I talk about the judge. I said if I was a judge. Now I don't know what the judge going to do, but if I was a judge, I would ask that question. The parenting app is proof of what he asked for. Marlena, what's the parenting app is proof of what, Marlena? I don't know what you're referring to. Look, my son said that too, but he's the best dad ever. People say stuff they don't mean. It's a whole lot of mothers and fathers say this, but are great parents. That narrative is played out. I don't know what you're referring to. She asked a question about the passport, but didn't say a name. I will never call no nonsense. No one is saying that Walter and the other kids picked her up at the pickup location once. That's you, but people do it every day. This energy is never directed towards BB. Yeah, losers like your son and Robert. What? My thing is why nobody talking about y'all. Oh, I read that. That's the unsupervised part, Rosie. Auntie Poe, if she lost the passport, all she had to do was file for a replacement. Google is fundamental. Like, my question, if she lost the passport, would she need his signature to replace a lost passport? Um, Robert did a live first where baby girl brought up, and Robert says she lost your passport. But she would need his signature to get a copy of a lost passport, Jessica? You should have, because this screen is very annoying. My screen annoying? What's annoying? Hold on, wait. My screen annoying, y'all? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I'm not covered, so that's why I'm not in the screen and why I got my little screensaver thingy up. This annoying too. Oh, this is so bright and annoying. We'll do this. Boom. He said it before the kids were born. Why is it always our age doing something wrong? Why are y'all not calling out BBBS? Summer, you have a child, don't you? You must have missed the part where I said I had spoke about her BS. I think that person was saying, regardless of if he knew or heard rumors about the grandpa, the custody agreement wasn't put into place until divorce was finalized last April. Right, which is still almost a year ago, and but we are here today. The paperwork says he found out after October 22, not in October 2022. He did his due diligence by putting it in the divorce decree that was finalized in October of 2024 that she cannot be around someone. Rosie Ozzie, that is your opinion, and you definitely are entitled to it. To me, that would not be enough because it didn't stop her from having her around said father who was accused and convicted of certain crimes that put his daughter's safety at risk. Um, he was saying that he didn't want to be a father before being trapped into fatherhood by both BMs. It is what it is. He's a good father, period. Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen that conversation too. Like him saying he didn't want children before having children. So what? Like I know people who said they don't want no more kids and then boom, they end up having another baby, but they end up being the best father or mother that they should be to that child. So if he said that prior to having kids, I don't know why people trying to hold that to hold like nail him with that. To me, oh well, he said it was next. But it's DV though, and a lot of people have been DV. What Robert have to do to protect his child though? With those charges, and it hasn't been a year since that was put in place. So now that he has evidence that she has been around someone with those charges, he found consent with proof. Hmm. I see what you're trying to. I see what you're trying to put out there, Rozzy Ozzy. But I feel like, and I don't know for certain, so I can't argue with you about it. And I don't want to. But I feel like when she took was the custody in place when she announced her pregnancy to Janelle and when they went away. And if so, I thought that the father kept the kids even then. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. Why did Robert allow his older daughter? I read that. That's old. I'm like way in these comments. Let me see. Lolita, that audio did not say that she said he never left her black or blue. Summer, if you was a judge, why would you ask RH about WB if Summer, if you was a judge, why would you ask Robert about Walter if you have Walter documents in front of you? If I was a judge, why would I just have Walter's documents in front of me? That's not how court works. They were there for mediation for custody. I wouldn't have Walter's history in front of me. I'm not there about Walter. That's not how that's not how court works in that order. Summer, I hope I can catch a live on a different topic. Have a good day. You too, love. Thank you so much for joining and engaging. I appreciate that. Nihimi, girl, she said he never dragged her across the floor in that conversation. Oh, I don't know about who abused who didn't abuse who. I wasn't at that house. I have seen conversations where it to me I don't know. He said he didn't do it, and I ain't seen proof that he did do it. And I'm just gonna leave that at that. I did see that video where she was on the phone and people are trying to say that they asked her, was there guns in the house? And she was saying, yes, he has a gun. But that's not how that read to me. However, I wasn't on the other end of that line, but it sounded like she was saying he got a gun, like he has a gun like on his person, like he was trying to use it to intimidate her. But that would be me speculating, right? But I don't see it the other way either. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't cover just them. So this is not a Robert Hampton and Brianna saga page. I catch what I catch, and sometimes I talk about it, but I'm never going to just pick one side. Some don't make sense to me, and it's my perspective, my opinion, my view. I'm going to ask a question, regardless if it's about Rob, Brianna, or Janelle, since he's a part of it now. And I'm also going to give them their accolades or congratulate them on something good that they're doing because I don't have nothing to do with their personal life. That's all it said in that order. It said, if you was a judge, why would you ask RH about WB if you have WB documents in front of you? That would be a question you should ask them both, RH and BB, at the same time in court. Right. And I said that that wouldn't be something that the judge would have in front of him. That wouldn't be something that the judge would have in front of him. Now, if you saying we were in a situation where I did, or like you saying, like hypothetically, no, I haven't. Look, I never heard it. I haven't seen a lot of things. My inbox always open, and I'm not gonna go search for it. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna go find nothing because I'm not a page that just focuses on them. If I was a page that just focused on them, probably, but I'm not going to look for it. I get what you're saying, Summer, but the piece you missing is he has to have proof. No, I get that. I get that, Rozzy Ozzy. Why wouldn't he have proof? Like, are you saying like, are you saying that? I guess I could kind of see what you're saying. You saying by him picking her up in this dropping, because I think he said that the dad dropped her off to him in December, right? We're still in April though. Because in the paperwork, I think it says, if I'm correct, that in December is when the dad met him with Momo, right? He knew for sure then in December that he would have them unsupervised indefinitely because Bree was in the hospital. Right. That she came on the internet and said RH put a hit on her. That girl tells the most egregious. What? A hit on her? I ain't never heard of that. What? So, because the drop off happened back in December, so why now? Why are we waiting until April to put in paperwork from December? What do you feel he could have done without proof, even if he had the paperwork? No, I'm not saying if you saying he needed proof, which I know he can't just go to the courts and say this, right? The paperwork for her father having convictions and charges is public. When he found out about the accusations in 2022, he could have went and got paperwork on the father back in 2022. My question is, why wait? If your concern is her safety, so much so that you put a boundary within y'all court papers that she can't be around an offender or someone who has those charges. And one of the reasons you put that into place is because you believe Bree's father has these charges. Why wouldn't you, as the father with these concerns, go and do your due diligence to find out whether he is actually guilty of these charges? And from my understanding, months ago, he was in North Carolina or South Carolina or something like that, where he went to visit someone, where he had his daughter or something between that time. So if people are even saying like it's hard to get there, he has been there prior to now to go look into the accusations in that state, right? No, I said that already. I'm not obsessed with Rob and Brianna. I don't see everything that happens. I don't just cover them. No, I'm saying Robert handed Momo to Mr. Walt in December at Walmart while Bree was at the house. Oh, you're saying he willingly passed him to I mean, while he willingly was mm, see, these are the things that I don't get, Britt. Like, These are the things that I don't get. He has to have proof that she was unsupervised with Momo, but he would have proof back in December, Rozzy. If we talk about he has to have proof, he would have undeniable proof back in December, right? Why are we waiting until April to file? When he did the exchange with her in December, how come he didn't do it then? I guess he wouldn't. There, I can see your argument. How would he know who kept them unless he had some type of communication, right? Y'all have every excuse for that man. Four different women, but everybody is lying on him. Please stop with the nonsense. That abuse is so obvious. He's an abuser. Thank you so much for subscribing, Beth. I appreciate that. He would have known back in December. I don't know what you said in that message, whoever, but they held it. So you probably use language that's not allowed. Robert was never convicted on any charges BB put out. Them charges were dismissed because they never happened. The police asked Robert to press charges on BB, but he was looking out for her and didn't. We don't know what his daughter could have shared with him. We absolutely don't know what she shared with him. And I would pray that the only thing she shared is that she was with her pop by herself and nothing more, nothing less. I think it's good that he's doing it. I think that he definitely should not have left something like this on the table. Definitely shouldn't have been left on the table. And I just feel like it shouldn't have been left on the table this long. But I'm happy he is doing something about it. He could have had said no at Walmart and did an emergency. Right, Britt. He verified that the charges exist back in 2022. Rosie Ozzy, that don't make sense because if that's the case, he could have stipulated. Let me let you respond. What do you mean? When did he verify the charges exist, Rosie Ozzy? If it was more, I would hope he did an emergency hearing. Right. That's why it's in a divorce decree. N- he said that Bree said it's not true, so he did nothing else. Well, honestly, I would have put in for my child when Josh was punched in the chest when she came. Right. So, and I'm not going to make it. This is it's going to sound like an excuse, right? So because I also wondered, like, with all the accusations coming out in the video footage put out by Bree of Janelle coming to the house and them going back and forth and arguing, like he could show like this is a toxic environment. My child is around this. She's claimed that he's abused her. There is photo evidence of it. Here are text messages of her talking about this abuse. How come none of that is being used or was it used? These bitter people hate this man so much that they continue to lie on him. And if he is this horrible, why do y'all have to make up? Yeah, I'm not trying to make up anybody out to be a horrible person. That's not my goal. I just was asking a question using my train of thought. That's all. Me wondering. Me wondering. Me wondering. He knew Bree was in a hospital. He knew Janelle was there at the hospital as well. He handed Momo to Mr. Walt with a smiling face. He knew Mr. Walt would have those babies come on. So so if that's the case, right? And he knew or felt that Walt was not safe to be around because of these convictions or charges. Why would he pass his daughter off to him? I wouldn't have. I would have dealt with the cops. And then I would have presented my evidence to show further why I didn't hand my child over. He does have the charges. Who said he wasn't charged? Let me post it for y'all. Where is it? Let me post it for y'all. He definitely was charged. He definitely was charged. Oh, why it's not pulling up? Oh, it won't change for me. Is it changing? Oh, it won't change the green screen. Let me see if I can take it completely off. Oh, it won't change the green screen. Her father was charged with indecent. It was indecent exposure with a child, I believe. I'm trying to show it. Oh my gosh, it won't pull up. It's not letting me show it to y'all. Oh, it's not letting me show it. I don't know. It's not letting me change the screen no more. No, the incest charge was thrown out, Lolita. The incest charge was thrown out. No, not Hema. He was convicted of indecent exposure with a child. He had to pay a fine. He had to do 3 years of supervised probation, and he had to do 100 hours of community service. The second degree grape was thrown out, and the incest was thrown out. I just showed that, Lolita, that it was thrown out. It was transferred, and then it was thrown out by the DA. And then I also showed what he actually is on. When you pull his name up in North Carolina's criminal whatever it's called, it shows you what his charge was that stuck. Summer, this is a good love, but I just think we think differently. I just believe he was gathering proof to have. He may have Razi Ozzy. He may have, but I don't know. And maybe it's just me being like a mom. This my child. Me as a parent, a mother, like this my child and the type of danger they're in. I don't know if I would have been able to sit back and just hope and pray that my child is not being harmed in that way. So collect the evidence. I understand, like in court, you need evidence for stuff to stick. Like I also get that. So maybe I'm being irrational. I don't know. But and because I don't know like exact timestamps and dates and stuff, I can't really argue with you. I'm not good with that. I didn't come up here with like gather evidence to prove to y'all. But we know in the paperwork it says that Walt picked up the baby or dropped off the baby to him in December. To me, that will be proof that he was along with Momo, right? So even back in December, are we waiting until April? I don't know. I just don't know if I just don't know. I just don't know. So your line of thinking might be makes sense. Like when we think about legals and having your ducks in a row. Maybe I'm being irrational because I'm thinking about just from a parent perspective. You know what I'm saying? What you saying, you were the first person in this dialogue that put your information in this chat that made me say, that made, okay, I could see it that way. I don't know why it's not letting me change this thing. Oh, I wanted to show y'all. It's not working. We never said charges doesn't exist. Y'all lying again. I don't even know what y'all talking about. The document states he received an email recently that made him look further into it. Yes, but it also no, no, no. Okay, that's not what it says. That's not what it says, Kay. It says that, oh, it's not letting me change it. It says that in October 2022, he was made aware of the accusations. He then approached Brianna about it and asked her about it verbally, and then he asked her about it in mediation. He said, and then recently, someone actually sent him his charges in his inbox and why he's presenting it today. But he had from October 2022, after he heard about the allegations swirling, to go look up this public record for himself. I did keep reading. I know what it say. I have it. I just had it on the screen and read it. He says he accepted Bree saying no, it's not true. He accepted Bree saying no, it's not true, and he kept it pushing. I don't want to keep going back and forth about that. It's in the paperwork. It clearly says that he found out prior. He asked Bree about it. She denied it. He accepted it for what it was. The stipulation was put in the divorce decree for custody. And it wasn't until now that someone did what he could have done back then to prove that this is actually true. So he could have presented this evidence in mediation as to why the father should not be around the children unattended. But I know that this is not about like I know I'm never going to be able to get people on the same page, and that's never my goal. You guys are entitled to your view, your opinion, but if it don't make sense to me, I'm not going to agree with it. I do appreciate you guys and joining in the dialogue. I appreciate you guys that presented different things and perspectives to me. I appreciate you guys that can respect a different point of view and can have a mature dialogue. I definitely enjoy Ozzy's comments. Luck, thanks for coming back. I remember you from the previous live. And whoever y'all sit with, y'all more than welcome to come into my live. I'm not team nobody. I'm just gonna ask the questions that I have questions about sometimes. But I'm gonna get up off here because I need to get some housework done. Um, and get dinner together for the night. So y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Choose to be kind and let's not be too invested in people business that ain't ours. And saying like it's okay to dialogue about it, but let's not do too much. Like don't be in people emails, don't be showing up to parties and nothing like that, ending up in court. All right, y'all. Enjoy your day. Toodles.